good evening or morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. This is the latest update to Fleamint on where we are today, investment that's coming in, Web 2 to Web 3 businesses that have also joined, as well as the current platform updates of what we've built so far and what we're continuing to build. It's going to be a presentation probably around 15 minutes, quite quick, but short, sharp, to the point, and then we can take some questions. So we have recently added or negotiated with a CTO. We are unable to disclose his name because he's currently under contract with another entity right now. But the C-level's pretty solid right now. We have a chief commercial officer, Jimmy Austin, a head of marketing in Thomas Brown. Sean Udin is chief operations officer, and then we have Adrian Hawkins as chief of staff. Obviously, we're going to be building and scaling quite quickly. So as soon as the fundraise is fully completed, we will anticipate that we're going to be hiring quite a lot of staff. We have a number of locations around the world in which we have already identified, which we're going to be building and scaling into. So we're super excited. We're going to be building in the Middle East, as well as America, Europe. It's pretty much the globe. We've also looked at Africa as well. So we're looking pretty solid right now. And the team is going to go from strength to strength. So the roadmap, we've been slightly ahead of schedule. We continue to be ahead of schedule. Our platform as of right now has been built from the Miro and the capability tree, as well as the UI UX. We're about to go into starting the build. We're anticipating that should be completed by the end of May to early June. We've onboarded a lot more Web 2 to Web 3 businesses than what was anticipated. We've had a lot of interest. It's been absolutely amazing with regards to the traction that we've actually had in the market, and that's only with our current networks. That's not with what I would class as us branching out and actually marketing. So I really believe that the proof of concept phase has been executed pretty well. I would say that the platform for what we've built so far, we're built on AVAX. We're going to be building on Solana, as well as other multiple chains. We're in discussions with multiple other layer ones as well with regards to raising money and capital and being supported through these layer ones. So it's super exciting. We're also going to be obviously building out the decentralized app. There's going to be two ways of actually linking into the app. Is going to be decentralized and centralized. So people are going to be able to link into with their wallet, or they're going to be able to just flick a switch and create their own wallet inside the infrastructure. So the tech roadmap has been, as well I said previously, it's running perfectly right now. Things don't often go perfect, but the tech's going pretty well. Right now, we have a structured team, and we're going to be now adding the CTO as of June. So June 1st, CTO is added. Then we begin to probably roll out tech by, I would say, first week of June, maybe second week of June should be fully completed. And then we roll into the app. The app should probably come around September, October this year. And then once it's been rolled out, we would anticipate that we should start onboarding a lot more participants. And the tech roadmap, as what I said before, is rolling faster than anticipated. So we've got a bunch of platform updates, which super exciting. So the Miro board and capability tree has been fully completed. With regards to the platform, there's a bunch of different modules which we're working on, from social, venture to DEX to marketplace. They all basically plug into one ecosystem. So we have that now pretty much completed. I'd say Adimola has done an absolutely fantastic job with building that out. Now we're actually going to the build phase. So we now need to pull everything into Jira and actually have sprint cycles and start executing that correctly. Before that happens, though, we need to select teams. So myself and Adrian's going to start calling around all of the technical teams internationally, globally, and basically looking at whichever team that we prefer. There's a bunch of teams that we've actually used in the past, which we're most likely going to use. However, it really depends on who comes with the strongest set of team for us to be able to execute correctly. So here you can see the second screenshots of the actual platform itself. What we're going to be also completing right now is as I said, the UI UX. The UI UX is pretty much completed. We now need to go through what's classed as an iteration phase. So all the screens are being completed correctly. There's obviously alignment issues. There's various other issues which we're working on with the UI UX designer right now. I would anticipate again that this will be done in the next week. And we're super excited to get into the build phase. As I previously mentioned, we've got the teams we're interviewing right now, and we're super excited to get this moving forward. We've been obviously covered in the media quite a lot, as you guys can see, that we've been covered by a number of the major influencers. We are also going to be working with lots of other, tier 1, tier 2 media outlets as well to be able to push us moving forward. We've got a total combined number of users of 4,000, but I think that number's slightly higher considering the other areas that we've obviously looked at that we aren't actually capturing. So I think overall we're in a super strong position to go from strength to strength. So the market traction has been, as what I previously mentioned, better than anticipated. There are 7 signed contracts from various property developers, gaming companies, and other companies in different areas. We've also been running assessments on other Web2 areas where we can kind of help embedding Web3 smart contracts into create more efficiency in the actual industries themselves. So we've already identified a bunch of other targets which we're going to be going after. We've also, through these Web2 businesses, we've also onboarded indirectly a bunch of customers and clients. Some we should directly be able to promote to and market to. So that's upside for the Fleamint platform. So it's actually an area how we can onboard many customers without spending ridiculous amounts on marketing. We have also contracted over $600 million worth of property. There's a lot more stuck in the pipeline right now, which Jimmy is actively pushing through. Then we have $1 million raised so far, which we're going to continue to push. We're anticipating that over the next couple of months that $1 million should drastically grow and continue. So tokenomics, we're anticipating obviously the total token supply is only going to be 20 million. The actual in circulation token supply and the value of that token supply should be in excess of $80 million. We're anticipating obviously the price should be higher than predicted due to the amount of property and the amount of real world assets and goods and services that we should be having to plug into the system. TGE, we're still anticipating maybe Q3, maybe Q4, depending on market conditions. We don't want to launch into a bear market. Obviously, you launch into a bear market, you're also struggling with the macro view. So we're going to continue to push super hard. And as and when the market conditions arise, we will then launch into that market. We're going to be launching onto our own decks as well. So we're going to be funneling lots of liquidity and lots of individuals onto our own platform. We believe that this is the best structure. Obviously, myself coming from managing multiple other platforms in the past, whether that was FX or cryptocurrency, we understand that there's a lot of trading issues that can occur when you're on a centralized exchange. So by us managing our own liquidity, we're able to be able to ensure that liquidity management and the token is not going to be sold into, because generally when you give tokens to an external party, they have to sell those tokens in order to create downward pressure. So we're launching into our own DEX in order to protect the token. So I firmly believe that the token ecosystem is going to be fully protected with very little selling pressure. The only selling pressure that will actually be there will be from any individuals that have basically purchased the token that have been able to purchase via the free airdrop through the NFTs. So that then means that the speculators should be out pretty quickly, and then once we find real price evaluation, then we should be able to then look at price floors and then start to help grow the ecosystem and grow the token. So here is the use of funds. Pretty simple, really. Where we're going to be deploying capital. There might be slight variations. Obviously, technology and security is weighted the most. However, we might start to shift that around, considering that we've been looking at various other options with our CTO. Staffing and HR are obviously something that we want to kind of reduce as much as possible. We are going to be looking at using external entities and parties in order to reduce down the HR risk. Marketing is obviously a cost center that we're looking at with regards to Web 2 to Web 3 businesses. So we're looking at reducing that marketing cost down by doing collaborative marketing, which is something that we're obviously heavily involved with. And then the buyback of tokens. We may actually create a liquidity pool where the liquidity pool actually protects price. So we're looking at how that can be structured. But there's going to be at least $3 million that's going to be put into either a buyback or a liquidity pool that's able to protect the price. So here is the token utility. So obviously you can see loyalty programs, decentralized investing, buyback and burn, platform discounts. We are actually looking at larger investors with the Free Commerce NFT to gather lifetime access to the platinum bands. We should be releasing the bands within the next month with regards to the utility of the token and what that actually brings. There's over 150 different points of the more tokens that you own and hold. We're also being super fair to the ecosystem, where it's going to be the amount of turnover that you actually execute per month. So if you only have $1,000, you can execute, say, 10 or 15, 20 trades, purchasing NFTs, going into the DEX, going into the venture arm. Then you should be able to turn over 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000, which will then get you up in the bands, which then gives you huge benefits over the rest of the market and access to different goods and services which we have on the platform. And obviously staking rewards as well. Over 1/4 of our total token supply, so 5 million tokens, are being distributed as part of token distribution and staking rewards. We're still working on how staking can actually be executed with regards to qualitative assessments. So how much are we going to be buying back? How much are we going to be staking? But we are anticipating that obviously the reward rates will be anywhere between 5 to 25%. So it'd be massively better than anything that you could ever get in your bank. Okay, no issues at all. Well, if you have any questions, please dive into the Discord channel. Ask any questions that you have, and we look forward to hearing from you very, very soon.
Perfect. Thank you, James, and thank you for everyone that joined.